I'm the man on the move. They don't know where I be. Never see me around now. Say I'm different, I'm switching my style now. They won't love you until you're a ghost. While I'm living, I'm giving them hope. What's going on? This is Kai Cash.
It's Dave
with Mystery Girl Radio.
Fine Mystery Girl.
Hey, you guys already know what it is. This is Mystery Girl, and you are tuned in to Shut Up and Listen on WPKN 89.5 FM, WPKN.org, or you can listen on our free app, WPKN Live. Yeah. I am here with my co-host, DJ Enigma.
Yo.
And we have our special guest in the building, Kai Cash.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Connecticut.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
All right, he came through from Brooklyn.
Yes.
So shout out to Brooklyn. Yeah. And he said the ride was nice. It's a beautiful day out.
Pretty solid.
And appreciate having you out here for sure.
Thank you.
So the reason you're actually in Connecticut is you are hosting an event tomorrow, correct? In Waterbury.
Yep.
Right?
Lit Ultra Lounge. If you out here, pull up.
Yes, gotta let them know about that. Lit Ultra Lounge in Waterbury. And we have some people performing. You're hosting though. Are you performing?
I'm just hosting. I don't know. I might.
You might bust one out.
I might, yeah,
Hey, listen, you might have to. Now, you said it on air, on the radio. But no, we really appreciate you coming out. I do want to give a shout out to Trap Phone Fetty. This episode has been sponsored by Trap Phone Fetty. He actually helped connect those dots for us with your manager. If you want to give him a shout out.
Shout out to him.
Yes.
Shout out to Trap Phone Fetty.
Yeah. And what's your manager's name again? Tino?
Tino, right there.
Oh, Tino. Hey, shout out to him. All right.
Guy.
Yeah, we got to throw
shout out my guy Dame too. You know, I got him here with me.
Yes. You want to say?
CYN is in the building.
Oh, let me get you on. I'm sorry. You're hiding back there from me. So my bad. Yo, you want to say something, Dame? My bad.
What's good, Connecticut? How y'all doing?
Hey, good. Hey. And are you from Brooklyn as well?
Yes.
All right.
BK.
Dope. BK in the building, guys. Yes. All right. So let's just go right into it, shall we? I think actually you in July released your debut project, In The Borough, correct?
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you did a re-release like yesterday or today, right?
Last week.
Oh, last weekend? Okay. So tell me about that project. I think there's 10 songs. I listened to it. It's a dope project, by the way.
Thank you.
But tell me about that project, what's going on there, and why you decided to re-release it, what you did differently.
So the project is basically, it was kind of like it was an EP idea at first. It was supposed to only be like 4 songs because I was originally supposed to drop like my debut album entitled Born to Win, which I've been hinting at for like the past 4 years.
Okay.
But I just decided to give my fans Birth in the Borough just so they knew that I was able to make a body of work and I wasn't just a guy that's just dropping singles and then I keep saying, I'm about to drop Born to Win, and then I never drop a project ever.
Right.
Like, on some Dr. Dre detox. I didn't really want to do that. So I was like, you know what? Let me just drop something. So I recorded pretty much like 99% of that project was recorded within these past months of this year.
Oh, wow.
With the exception of one song being like 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But
so you got that together pretty fast.
Yeah, kind of quicker than I expected. It felt like it was a long process, but now looking back at it, it wasn't long at all.
Right.
And I re-released it because it was originally 9 songs on the project.
Okay.
And I wanted to add the 10th joint because I just felt like that song that I added needed to be out.
Needed to be on
there.
Yeah,
so I just added it, and I didn't know that I would have to take the project down to put the additional song on there. I thought it would just be added.
Oh, that's the whole process.
Yeah.
They make you go through all that just to throw one song up there.
I learn something new every day. So I was like, oh, man, like I got to take my project down. So people was hitting me like, yo, where's the project? I didn't even know at first.
Yeah.
So somebody hit me and was like, yo, I can't play none of your music.
No.
I'm like, wait, what? I checked. It was off of everything. SoundCloud. I'm like, oh nah.
Stressed.
This is crazy.
Stressed.
Bro. It's back. We back.
It's back. Yeah. All right. So what was the 10th song that you added on, actually?
It's a song called Tazon Day, produced by my guy Rob Holiday. Shout out to Rob.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sample is White Tee by the Franchise Boys.
Ah, yes. Yeah. I think it's the last, obviously, it's because you added it on. I was like,
it's one of those.
I wanted to be like, it's not White Tee. No, I like what y'all did with the sample, though.
Thank you.
That was fire.
Yeah,
okay.
I had to add that.
Yo, I was going to say, I was feeling that one. So I'm glad it made it back. I made it on there. Yeah. You know, okay, dope. And then you have and we're gonna play it after this interview, but you have a track with Pusha T on there.
Yeah, shout out to Push. Yeah. Handouts. Also produced by Rob Holiday.
Okay.
And my guy Ness. You know, that song is just legendary to me.
Yeah, it's a good one, man. Yeah, it's a good one. So how did you hook up with Pusha?
Well, for me, it was like I used to do a lot of freestyles, like when I was really coming up. I'm still coming up, but earlier in my Instagram days, I used to do a lot of freestyles, like almost every other day. So Pusha was like somebody that was under the freestyle, like he would like them, and sometimes he would comment. And my most recent freestyle, he kind of commented on it. And I just took initiative. I was like, yo, maybe I should try to just reach my hand out.
He's commenting. Why
feel
not?
Me? Like,
yeah.
If he's interested, let's just see if we can get something done. And he already knew my dad, so it's like, it was perfect, but I wanted it to be like, all right, let me do this. I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, you know my pops, so you're just gonna do us a favor.
Right.
It's like, all right, let me just see. And then I reached out to him. My pops also reached out to him. And then I seen him at Something in the Water in VA, and I was like, yo, bro, I got a record for you. He's like, yo, just send it my way. And then like, I kid you not, like 3-4 days later, he sent the verse in.
He did it that quick?
That quick.
Oh, he was really messing with you then.
Professional.
Because that's what I'm saying. Artists and trying to get things like that, like, you know, it takes months, sometimes years for stuff like that to actually come through. He sent it in a few days,
he sent it
though.
in a few days.
That's like...
And it was a good verse.
That's a compliment right there. Yeah. All right, that's dope. Good for you, man.
Thank
you out here, you taking initiative, you got your boots on the ground. You like, I'm a, yeah, you got to. You got to see that opening. You got to go for it. But the project is really dope. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that Birth in the Borough is streaming on all platforms now, right? It's everywhere. It's back out there.
Back.
So check that out, Kai Cash. But let's continue because I mean, you were talking about your dad. So you know, good segue. Rube, right? And he was friends with like Biggie, right? And Diddy. He's friends with Diddy, and so those guys are like family to you, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, you know, his role and you. I think you like grew up with Diddy and Christian Combs. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about that. How you guys kind of came together.
So basically, my dad, his dad is D-Rock. They grew up with Big.
Dame's dad is okay.
Yeah. So that's how they knew Puff. They knew Puff from Big. So that relationship stems from 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And they all happen to have kids at the same time. It's just so crazy.
I love it.
So it was probably like 2008, 2009. We just all started spending our summers together. Like they made sure we all stayed together. So it'd be me, him, Nico, Christian, CJ. Like we will all spend our summers together and it's been happening like this for the past 10 years now.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's been a minute. You feel me? So as we grew up, everybody just started to tap into what they wanted to do. I was always rapping, you know, Christian was always rapping. He was playing basketball at first. Nico was swimming. So it's like we started CYN in like 2011 as a joke.
Right.
You know, when you're a kid, you just like, all right, let me start a group.
Let's start a group.
Let's start a little clique, and then let's see if we go with it. And we actually stuck with it, and we made it a foundation for everything that we do. So we brought it back home, and now CYN is we're making a name for ourselves. You know?
And for people who don't know who are listening, CYN is your collective.
That's a collective.
Yeah, that's your group.
Yeah.
So how many people are in CYN currently?
It's a total of 10 of us.
Okay, 10 of you guys. Y'all rolling deep out here.
Rolling deep.
All right, and Dame, I'm gonna assume you're a member of CYN.
Yes,
is there anything you want to add to that and just how, you know, the group and what y'all are doing out here?
I feel like everybody has their own lane, and it complements what we're all trying to do.
Right.
Like a lot of us are like musically inclined or interested in music in all different aspects.
Right.
Like me, personally, I make music. I also model. So if you see any Puma campaigns,
Heard
you might see your boy.
That's what's up.
So you guys all, you know, do a little bit something different, but you guys come together and make it happen, right?
At the end of the day, we all just bring something to the table.
Dope.
Growing up in that like situation, did you guys know what you were around, like who your family friends were?
Right.
Like,
do you realize
that
like
y'all were
the legends
like,
that
were the people bringing y'all into this?
Right. Facts.
I mean, kind of, because in the beginning,
that's just my silly uncle. You know?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's just Uncle Diddy. Like.
Nah, in the beginning when we was younger, they used to have us around. Like me and him, we've been tight since like birth for real. Like our dads had us together since we started walking. So it's like we would spend our weekends at Kim's house and Junior Mafia is there. So we was experiencing things when we was little, like 3 years old. I remember us going to the Hot Boys video shoot.
Wow.
I was like 4, but I remember that vividly. Like it was just those kinds of moments. But then when we got older, probably like 10, 11, that's when we kind of got introduced to Christian and Justin and Nico and all of them. Even though we already knew them, we never really spent that much time with them when we were younger. So when we got to that point, it's like, okay, oh, these y'all other cousins from. Oh yeah, this is Puff's son.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that's what's
cousins.
up. Yeah,
Hey, all your cousins.
yeah, this is all y'all. So it was like, oh, this is dope. And then we just started
making music.
you feel me?
Hanging out.
Just doing real. We had great childhoods together. So it's like.
This sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, it was
like,
fun.
Y'all had a good time.
It's still fun
you're
to
still,
this
I was
day.
gonna say,
Yeah.
y'all still having a good time because you grew up together and now y'all are doing what you love together.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is wild. Like you get to do that with your people. Which I mean, some people could say that, but not a lot. I mean, and people fall apart. So that's fire that you guys are still
tough.
out here doing that.
I know from outside perspective, people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's easy for them," but me looking in, I'm like, you gotta follow those people.
That's
you
what I'm
better come with some
saying.
game.
I mean, do people try to play y'all because they're like, oh, you guys have it handed to you, or you have connections, it's easy for you, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's been happening all the time. People think we're rich. People think like everything is just easy. It's actually more difficult for us because they expect more from us. It's like, oh, you did that? Okay.
It was
back to the drawing board. Yeah. Like, nah, we're not gonna go for that.
Right.
So it's like, man, it's difficult, but we getting better at it because we really work. I don't know if people see it, but we really work, and we work on our own. We make sure we get things done on our own. So it becomes our OGs kind of respected thing. It's more like we value their opinions, but it's like they're not so like hands-on with it. Like, oh yeah, you need to do this, you need to do that. They might say something, we'll be like, all right, or we'll be like, nah, I just don't. That's just, I don't want to do that.
Right. They're kind of the advisors
yeah,
that like
basically
stand
it's like
up to
the
the
overseers.
side.
Yeah. They let us do what we want to do just to see how we're going to do it.
Right. Let you make your own mistakes, let you figure it out for yourself.
And for the most part, we've been figuring it out, and
okay.
It's going pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, which I love, you were like, I don't want my pops to reach out to Pusha, So just that to me right there, that one thing alone says that like you don't ask for that help. You're like, I'm gonna do it myself.
I don't need your hand.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. See, there we go. Set that up real nice. You teed that off.
Yeah.
But and then also CYN. What does that mean?
Create your now.
Create your now.
Yes.
Okay, I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
So, I mean, is there anything you want to say about why you decided to go with that? Why that's important?
As a unit, we all just felt like it's very vital for people to not necessarily live in the moment, but be able to create that moment for the future. So it's like we do a lot now. We're young, so we have to make decisions that will be impactful for what we have coming in the future. You feel me? We got to make sure we financially literate for our families and make sure we have knowledge of what's going on. We got to make sure we voting. You know, everything is just you creating your now. So 10 years from now, say we have kids, they could come up and be fine. You know,
You're making it happen now.
Yeah,
so
just make it happen now. You can live for now, but for the future at the same time.
Fire.
You feel me?
That's a dope name.
Make it count.
Create your now, people. CYN. So we talked about Birth in the Borough, and that's out now. But you were talking about Combs and King Combs. I'm calling him by his government Christian, like I know him. He's King Combs. But you did a song with him, The West.
Yeah.
I think last year that came out, like a year ago, about
exactly a year now.
and it blew up, right?
Yep.
It got big. So I mean, what was the reception on that, and did that kind of like help catapult you guys into what you are now?
The reception was great, and the craziest thing is that the story of even making that was crazy.
Oh, tell me, I love stories.
I landed in LA. I wasn't even finished with school yet. It was the summertime. So I landed in LA. They lost my bag. I was sick.
We ain't gonna call
So I
out
was
no
just,
airlines,
nah,
I guess.
yeah, I don't even remember, to be honest.
What
But,
airline was it? I'm
I
playing.
lost my bag, right? So I was like, man. I went home. I changed. I already had clothes in my pop's crib, so I was like, let me change it to the whatever I have. So I went straight to the studio after that. I was in there for like 8 hours.
Wow.
It was just me and my cousin V, CYM president. So we just in there, right, playing beats. And like the last 20 minutes of my session, I'm tired. I went through so many beats, then did like 4 songs already.
You done.
We hear the beat, the West beat. So I'm just like, oh, nah, this is different. So I just
it's a
start
hard
playing
beat,
around.
yeah.
I'm just playing, and I just do a reference. So I'm like, oh, nah, let me lay that down real quick. So I laid down a reference, but we was running out of time. So after I laid down a reference, I probably came up with the verse in like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And I laid it down. And I knew it was a fire. No, the craziest thing is V was like, I don't know about this one. He was like, I like the flow, but I don't know. Like he was like, I don't.
He wasn't feeling
He
it
was
at
like,
first.
it was cool. I was like, nah, you bugging, bro. So like 2 days later, we ended up at Chris Brown's crib, right? Cause we had to go to some event. So I'm playing him songs. I played that song right there, and he started like dancing and
doing his Chris Brown thing.
Oh, nah, I'm like, yeah, this might be one of those joints.
You got to. Chris Brown started dancing too. You got to.
I was like, oh, nah, I got to put this out. And then Chris was like, oh, nah, I'm getting on this. Because I only had one verse at the time.
Okay.
So Chris was like, oh, nah, I'm getting on this. But like me and Christian are just like how me and Dame are. We close. So it's like, all right, he's going to get on it whenever he feels like it. I'm not really tripping off his verse right now.
Right.
I'm talking about next day. We in the studio. He like, yo, pull up that joint you played yesterday. I'm like, oh, all right,
Really?
we serious. So he did that. And then Justin, he had just came from like Miami or something like that. He was like, yo, I know the perfect person to get on this song. I'm like, who? He's like, 03 Greedo. I'm like, that makes sense. He's lit right now. He about to go. You feel me? Yeah.
He killed
Shout out to
it.
Greedo. He's about to go to jail and turn himself in. So he came the next day by himself.
They wasn't
Nobody
playing.
goes to, this is why I was like, oh nah, Greedo is legend.
Right.
Because no artist ever goes to anybody's studio by themselves.
Right.
Especially, and this is our first time meeting him.
He just
None of
pulled
us,
up.
yeah. And he was just cool off rip, like we knew him for a minute. He listened to the song, he was like, I'm not gonna lie, you don't need me on this. But I was like, nah.
Dang, that's honest.
I was like, nah, we want
That's
you on this
honest.
though. And he went in there, and I tell you, 5 minutes. He just, I took a deal just to beat that indictment. My New York ass let me see on that. Because he was going to do a verse, but he was like, nah, all right, I'm going to just stop right here.
That was perfect though.
I was like, oh,
it was perfect
nah,
what he did. What
crazy.
like all together, what y'all did. That song is hot.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank
fire song, man. Like you
Thank
can't
you.
just not do the little. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta do a little.
Make
to
sure I go
it.
stream the
Yes,
West, too.
Go
The video's
stream
out
the
right
West.
now, too.
Yes. Oh, and y'all got the video out too. Yes. Yeah. So I had to talk about that one. And then there are so many layers to you.
Yeah, man.
Like I want to peel them all back, but I don't even know. We could do this all day. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But you wrote a book.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. It's called Tranquil Overcoming the Experience,
Yes,
right? And it's
yes.
about anxiety. But
Yeah.
tell me about this book, why you wrote it, what's it
okay.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah, so, I was a college student. People in college, if you in college and you listening right now, I know you might be going through some anxiety and you don't know what it is. And that's exactly what I was going through. This was like my first time dealing with anxiety, though. So it was kind of like rare. I'm like, what is this?
It started in college for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, what is this? Why is it happening to me? Like, what did I do to deserve this?
Right.
Like, what is
It
going on?
just hit you out of nowhere.
So I'm looking up symptoms and stuff like that. When you go to Google for some symptoms, it'll tell you got a heart attack.
I thought I done died like
what?
50 times in my life.
Every time I check, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to die.
Yes.
This is crazy. So I started speaking to my mom about it. She was like, no, anxiety is natural. I used to go through it. Everybody goes through some type of anxiety.
Right.
She was like, what you need to do is just like find your patterns, figure out what helps you get through it. Like watch something funny, just write about it, take your time out. And then I started looking up things on my own. I went to a therapist, but I personally didn't like therapy because I felt like I'm going to need this help every day. I can't just come see you once a week.
Yeah.
And I go through this every other day.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Yeah, it was like, it's not
Yeah.
enough for me. And it's like, you're getting paid to not to knock any therapist because there are good therapists out there, but I was like, for me personally, I was like, you're getting paid to do this, so it's like you deal with this all day. I'm not your only patient, so I was like, for me personally, I just don't want to do that, so I figured it out on my own.
Right.
It took me some time, of course. I had a couple of anxious days.
I bet you did.
But after I kind of got over it and figured out what everything was for me, my mom was like, you should write a book about it. You're already in college, you have peers. People really go through this, even people outside of college, people older than you, people younger than you, they don't know what it is. And you can relate to almost everybody. So I wrote it. It was probably like 50 pages. I just listed out my symptoms, what I did to help overcome it, my experience. And I told people that this is not a guaranteed remedy, but I'm sure something in this book will help you.
Can help, because I mean that's your personal experience,
Yeah.
but people can always draw from
Exactly.
other people's experiences and use it.
And the reciprocation was pretty good. And
Yeah.
I've actually tapped in with a whole different audience off of that.
Yeah, man. Like that mental health,
It's crazy.
that people probably really connected to you on
Yeah.
that level. And then
it's like personal content.
yeah, and then music, I mean, they can hear, your experiences through your music too. So
Exactly.
it does
It's
open
two,
up a whole new
It's
world.
two different realms.
Yeah.
But also I'm about to start doing Mental Health Mondays where I go live on like my socials
I
and stuff
love
like that.
that.
And have like open forums with people. Anybody could join and we just talk about stuff,
Yeah, no, that's fire, man.
You feel me?
That's important. I feel like especially for a black man, to talk about mental health, and it's in the black community, I feel like it's not really talked about enough.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of pushed to the side, like, oh, you're fine, like don't be a punk, whatever. Like
Exactly,
you don't got anxiety, and with men too, it's always like, oh, you're fine, like don't be, oh what, what I mean?
bravado.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like-
So I think as a young person, I think as a male, I think as a black male, I think that's really important that you wrote this book, because that's a whole demographic of people that
Yeah, man.
that kind of get pushed to the side when it comes to mental health, and you're here talking about it and wrote a book about it, and you're a rapper too, which I feel like is a whole nother thing of like things just get pushed off to the side when it comes to mental health.
Where can people find the book?
It's exclusively on Amazon, so go on Amazon and just type in Tranquil. Or just type in Kai, Sandy, and the book will pop up.
Yo, cop that book, guys.
the book.
Yes. Wrote a whole book. He's a rapper. He wrote a book.
Yeah.
There's more, though. There's more layers here.
There's more.
I mean, you have your business degree. You're talking about going to school. So, I mean, that's important to you, right? I'm sure that helps you with the music end of things, knowing business, right? So, I mean, what made you decide to do business? And at the point where you were going into school and doing business, were you also doing music then at that time? Like,
I've been doing music kind of forever.
okay.
But I made it my priority more so when I stepped into college.
Okay.
Because in high school, that's when I started the clothing line. And that's what made me want to get into business management even more. But that business management was just something that I always wanted to get into. I never really had the desire to work for anybody else beside myself.
Yes.
So it was like, I just want to know everything. Anything that I can teach myself, I will want to know. Or even anything that I can learn in general, I just want to know. And that's why I started the clothing line when I was a junior in high school. So from there, I was just like, I'm going to go to college and just study this business management thing. And the music is kind of like, I kind of shied away from the clothing line for a little bit because I wanted to make the music a priority. And I was already dealing with school, and that was like a lot.
That's a lot of things to juggle.
It was just too much.
For sure.
And I was kind of active with music. Like, I'm going to different states on the weekends and stuff like that. So it's not like I was just like making music and then just trying to drop it and that's that on that. Like my sophomore year, junior year, I was kind of like, I'm out of state every other day.
Yeah.
And then I have a final on Monday. So it's like,
Crazy.
what am I going to do? But I figured it out. You have to, when you really dedicate it, you find time to prioritize
You make it work.
stuff. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you really make things work. But I made my first song when I was 7.
I was going to ask you about that because I saw that and I was like,
Yeah.
wait, hold up. He recorded his first song when he was 7.
Yeah.
Tell me the story a little bit. Like, how crazy is that? You're 7 years old.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's a
How did that
wild
come
story.
about?
All right, so my uncle, my mom's brother, he used to have a whole studio set up in his basement.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he was the first person I knew with an Apple computer. So GarageBand to us was just like, oh my goodness, this is legendary. My cousin used to make beats on Fruity Loops and all that. So it was just like, but at the time I'm young.
Yeah.
But I'm really like, I was influenced by my uncle and my cousin. My cousin used to rap, so he would help me. I'm not gonna lie, he helped me write my first.
Yeah,
rap.
I mean you were
didn't-
7,
I'm
so
7.
you needed some help.
So one day, he was in a group as well. At the time, he was probably like 17.
Okay.
So his group, he went to high school in Manhattan, and his friends were like from the Bronx in his group, and they had their own studio set up. So they was recording one night, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take you with me to the Bronx." Mind you, we traveling from Brooklyn,
Right.
on a train.
That's a
and
true.
I'm 7, like.
Like, it's past my
yo,
bedtime, bro.
what? We didn't get back till like 12 a.m.
Oh no.
But although my parents was mad and like, I don't remember if I got a beating that night. I might have, but
Like, what was I supposed to do? Drive home?
I played that song and they was feeling it. They was like, "Oh nah, this is crazy."
Oh my
You
God.
feel me? It's not like I just went to go do nothing.
Yeah,
we went to go
yeah.
make some music.
Wait, you still got that song?
I still have it. It's on my laptop.
Stop. I should have had you
Yeah.
send it to me, yo.
I will.
Yo, send it to me. I kind of want to
Song is
play it. I
fire,
want to hear
too.
that
It's
song.
hard.
Yo, what are you talking about on the song at 7 years old? I gotta know.
I was like a little gangster rapper when I was 7.
I love this. Yo, I gotta hear this song. He ain't gonna send it to me.
Nah,
though.
I will. Nah, I'll make sure I send it.
He gonna listen to it and be like, "Oh no, I can't send this out."
And it's clean. You can play it on the
Okay,
radio.
I'll be waiting for it. I want to be the first one. Has anyone ever played that song on the radio?
Nope.
I'm gonna be the first person to play the Kai Cash 7-year-old.
7-year-old.
Your first record. Your first record.
Song. That's when I used to go by the name Kai Dollar.
Kai Dollar.
Yeah.
And you changed it to Kai Kai. I love this, yo. All right, so I'm a debut that. All
For
right, I
sure,
got
let's
you,
get
Kai.
it.
That is amazing. That's hilarious. And then real quick, I wanted to talk about your fashion line. You brought it up a few times. It's called God Glory Gold.
Yes.
Correct.
G3.
Yeah. Tell me about that. I mean, what type of things you're pushing, and what the whole message behind that, the name, the meaning.
God Glory and Gold. I'm not gonna lie. I came up with it in English class. Right. I was bored. I was just sketching in my notebook, and I came up with these 3 symbols that kind of signified God, Glory, and Gold. And during my lunch period, I was just showing my friends, and you know when your friends get hyped for you, they're like, "Yo, you need to put this on a hoodie.
Yes.
You need to make a polo shirt and put that right there and do this." I'm like, "All right, okay."
Gotcha.
So that same day, I went to my parents. I'm like, "Yo, I got an idea. I want to start a clothing line. I just want y'all approval. You know, like I know y'all want me to get a job bad, but no, I'm not doing that.
You ain't
So-
working for nobody. He said he ain't
I was
working for
like,
nobody.
Let me just get a clothing line." He was like, "All right, go ahead, just do it, do whatever." And I happen to have some resources that I just knew about making T-shirts and printing up tags and stuff like that. But all the graphics, I taught myself how to work Photoshop, so I made everything digital.
All right.
And then I was shipping off the logos and stuff like that to a T-shirt printer I knew, and we would just print them up, and I was selling them. I was selling them in school out of my bag.
Yeah.
It was a real
little
hustle for
entrepreneur.
me.
Yo,
Yeah,
you
it
was
was
hustling in
tough.
all lanes though,
It
and
was
getting that degree,
Right, exactly.
and doing the music.
Exactly.
How'd you find the time? I could barely find time to sleep in college.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's
Ain't no
yo.
sleep.
Kudos to you though. And you designed. I mean, you were designing these things yourself and putting them on there. and-
Yeah.
So you do everything.
Yeah, man, I try. At least
for you, man.
I try to at least know how to do everything that I'm
Right.
trying to put my hand into.
Yeah. So at least even if you have to delegate, you know
Somebody-
what you
I still
want.
know,
exactly
yeah.
how it needs
And
to
I know
be.
how it should be done.
Smart. That's how it should be. So it's got God Glory Gold. If somebody wants to cop anything off that, where can they go?
You can actually go to kaicash.com.
Okay,
And it's-
kaicash.com.
Everything is there.
All
the
your stuff's
book.
up there.
Actually, yeah.
Oh,
the
boom.
book
Yeah,
is there.
well, yeah, we
the
gotta let them
tape
know
is
then.
there. The project. I mean, the clothing line is there. Everything is right there.
Okay, kaicash.com, people, and it's KAI Cash. Yes.
ASH.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know. The dollar sign is in the S, but y'all don't need to.
Yeah,
y'all don't
not-
need to
yeah,
throw
yeah,
that in.
not for the
Not
website.
for the website. Not for the website. So you got your project out now. You said you're working on, or you're still working on your debut album.
Yeah, Born to Win.
Born to Win. And do you know like when you're thinking
I have
about
no
dropping
idea.
that? Okay. Okay.
Hopefully
That's fine.
2020.
Yo, you just got put a project out, so you got time.
I got a
You're
little
chilling.
bit of time. you
Let
know.
this have its run.
Yes.
And then is CYN doing anything? You guys working on anything like collectively?
As a matter of fact, we're about to drop our debut tape
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the first CYM project. It's about to drop.
Yes, when's that dropping?
I don't know.
Soon? Are we gonna get it
sooner than soon? It's like a week or two maybe.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, we plan to drop real soon.
All right.
And then beyond that, I know he has the You can explain it.
I was gonna say, Dave, you gotta chime in on this for sure.
So, yeah, I have a song on SoundCloud right now called Winners.
Okay.
And it's just talking about like the hustling spirit and just the mentality of like being a winner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing 5 week of winners where I bring awareness to 5 black businesses or 5 black entrepreneurs or just businesses in general, and just intertwining the music with the entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So what's your website or your socials so people can keep up with that?
All right, so dame.up is my socials, DAME.UP.
Got you.
And yeah, so you could start seeing like the video's gonna come soon. It's gonna be on all platforms soon. So it's gonna be a powerful movement.
I love this, Dane. I love this. I really love you guys because you're not just rapping and just, I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but you're not just you're reaching out to the community and you're focusing on mental health and entrepreneurs and business and these things that in our community we need to focus more on and bring more attention on and highlight. And so you guys are doing good things with your art.
Thank you.
Which is dope, connecting all the dots. Nah, man, I love to hear this. I really do. So we're going to do a little something fun to wrap up this interview. But before that, is there anything I didn't touch on, anything I didn't talk about that you guys want to make sure people know about yourselves, or anything you got going on?
Nope. Just make sure y'all stay tuned.
I got it, Dame. Okay.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You will be hosting tomorrow.
Yes.
Right,
Lit
that's tomorrow.
Ultra
Waterbury.
Lounge, Waterbury, Connecticut.
Yes, let them
Pull
know.
up,
Pull up,
tap
guys.
in.
Okay, so I usually do this at the beginning of my interviews, but I'm gonna do it at the end.
Okay.
I usually play a game with my guests. So I think I was having trouble deciding what game I wanted to do, but I haven't done this particular thing in a while. So it's my random questions.
Okay.
So Dame, you're in on this too, okay? So I'm just gonna ask you guys a series of random questions, and I wanna see what you have to say about it. I wanna see your answers. So I can't get too crazy because, like I said, this is the afternoon. So I had to tailor,
We'll keep
tone them down a little bit.
PG-13.
But okay, exactly. So my first one is, and feel free whoever wants to answer first. If you could have a random superpower. So like by random I mean it can't be something obvious like flying or like super strength or something like that. It's like it has to be something random, like, you know. So like I'll give you an example. Someone said if I could eat and never be full, that would be their random superpower.
Okay.
So what would be your random superpower if you could have one?
This is random.
It's random, right?
This is mad random.
You got anything?
No G, for my feet to never hurt.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I got one.
Okay.
To get unlimited massages while not getting massaged. So it's like
you just
when
feel
I'm walking,
the
I just,
sensation.
you feel me? It's like my whole body is like it's getting massaged.
Yo, you guys are talking about that's a random
tough.
question. Y'all give me the most random answers though.
That's
He's-
fire,
These
right?
are unlimited massages. Okay, I'm not mad at you. And you guys were quick with it too. Because all right. The feet one, those are both really good. Actually, I never got those. Okay. Next one. I mean, this ain't that crazy, but what's your biggest pet peeve? Like just the thing that drives you crazy that people do, or just something in general?
Dang. Wow.
I have road rage, so mine is like when people cut me
I
off.
hate repeating myself.
Oh yeah, you don't like
can't
repeating
stand repeating
yourself.
myself.
I don't like loud people.
Loud people.
That's kind of a
loud
pet peeve
people
of
tick
mine,
you
yeah.
off. Okay, that's. Oh, I don't
That's your
either.
vibe.
That's a good one. Dame, how about you? You got like something that really grinds your gears over there.
That grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say repeat myself when people like ask
Oh yeah.
the same questions over and over. It's like,
I
yeah.
already told you.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well,
3
don't
times.
listen. I
Take
can hear you
notes.
guys clearly because I have headphones on, but I'm
she's
always
the worst.
I'm the worst. I'm always the girl that's like, huh? I can't hear. Someone's like, what?
I do it a lot too.
Huh? And he hates repeating himself, so constantly I'm like, what? Yeah, what? Yeah.
And it's in the car, so she'll be screaming at people with
Yeah.
her road rage.
Yeah. Okay. This is a fun one I like to ask.
Okay.
If you could be an object, what object would you be? Like a non-living thing.
Oh, non-living.
Yeah.
Okay. A phone.
A phone.
Oh,
He was quick with that.
That's a good one.
He was very
One of
quick with that.
smartphones.
Okay. Damn. How can you follow that up?
Phone. Shoot, I don't know. Probably like a clock or something.
A clock.
Yeah.
A
That's
clock.
fire.
Okay, no, that is fire.
what
That's
time it is.
Yo, the concept of time is important. Yo, it's like you know what
Timekeeping.
time it is. A phone and a clock. Those are good ones. I got a chair once, and I was like, why would you want people to sit on you all day? Well, I don't know. It's kind of a pervy answer, I think.
That was. I was
was
going
a
to say, you're not
pervy-
going to explain that
I'm
answer.
not gonna
You
explain that
can't right now.
answer.
kinda
What
But
was the best one? Was a spaceship?
oh, somebody said a spaceship.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's fire.
That
That's
is a good one.
That's
Okay. Okay, if you could go back in time
Ooh.
and like see something that happened or find something out or just live in that time period, what event or time period or whatever, where would you go back to?
I'm going to like 96.
I was gonna say
96.
96.
a
I
good
need
time.
to, you know what I mean? I need to really
See the
find
roots?
out what, yeah.
The roots, what
Yep.
went down?
I definitely
I know
agree
what
with
you're
that.
I gotta go see Jay. I gotta go see
Yes.
Big. I gotta go see Pac. I gotta
All
go see
them.
Nas.
That's a good
I
time.
need to see everything. I wouldn't change nothing. I try my best not to change nothing. 'Cause you know
Right.
when you alter the,
What is it? The
Where would you
butterfly
be?
effect?
Yep.
Where
Yeah,
would you be?
yep.
Right.
Might change it all.
So you
might
just be
change
chilling.
everything.
So you would okay, but if you could go back in time and change something though,
Ooh.
would you? And what would it be?
I mean,
It could be something in history or something in your life. I don't know.
I probably would change the fact that I spent a lot of the money I made from my clothing line when I was younger on stupid stuff.
right. Up there.
That's a good
I'd
one.
have saved a little bit more.
Yeah, me too, man.
But, you
Go
know,
back in time to save some money.
live and learn.
Yeah, all right. Or how about you, Dame?
What would I change?
You got anything? Any moments of back in time you'd go travel back to if you had a time machine?
Probably college. I would try to go to a HBCU.
Okay.
you go.
Oh, that'd be a good time.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
That's a
That'd
good
be lit.
one. That's a good one. All right, guys. Let's see.
What
Do I
about
want to
you?
ask you? Me?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
You can't turn questions around on me. Hold on.
I've never heard you answer
This
this
is
one.
my show, sir. I would probably want to see how like somebody famous like died, like you know those
So dark.
mysteries of like I'm so
Okay,
dark.
okay,
I know.
okay. No.
You're
The
like,
fact
who
that
killed
I was
Kennedy,
like,
like-
whoa, that's deep. But the fact that
You
you
know?
said you want to see how it like
Who
kind
did it?
of solve it. You kind of like,
Yeah.
I solved it.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm a very
Okay,
curious
I get it, I get
person,
that.
so I'm like, I
Real
want to
Law and
know
Order.
what the real.
That's her.
Thank you, dude. Wait, what's? I need a sound
Dum
effect. Dum dum. Thank you for helping me on that one, guys.
I think I would want to see where the actual birth of hip hop was. Because it's so
Oh.
disputed. I just want to see if
Was
When
was
it
that
really in the
where it
Bronx?
Was it Cool
actually
Rock's party?
happened.
Was it really
Yeah.
Up and just started
be-
rhyming.
It could have
Right?
been
Where was it? The
in
first
Michigan.
could have been like
Oh.
Could've been
Could have been in a
Connecticut.
cave somewhere.
3000
Like,
BC, some dude's like,
yeah.
Yep.
Over the fire,
Crazy.
dragging like the woolly mammoth
yo,
in.
man, I'm tired of these
That's real.
windows.
That's
Right,
real.
right. That's a good one. All right, I'll ask one more, and then I'll leave you guys alone. Thank you for humoring me. A video game. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are gamers, but if you got like Jumanji style, like if you got sucked into a video game and you had to live the rest of your life out in this game, what video game would
this one
you
new?
prefer? No, I've asked this one before. It's been a while though. But you know, Jumanji style, like
Yo.
you're playing the game and then boom,
I
sucked
know
into the
exactly
game.
where I'm going.
Where you
I'm
going?
going to Def Jam Fight for New York.
Okay.
I have to.
Okay.
I'm going. That's where I'm going because it's kind of like it's like the life I'm living now. But
Right.
we just gotta fight every day.
Right.
But we still live. We still friends.
Yo,
We still
I
living.
love that game.
We just gotta
classic.
fight.
I
But
never played
Classic.
that game,
Oh,
Nah,
man.
you gotta play.
You gotta
I
play
never
that.
played
And you're a
that.
video game
Legendary.
fan, you gotta play that.
I'm slacking,
Legendary.
yo.
It's a legendary.
Okay, how about you, Dame?
Probably NBA Streets.
I knew it.
Oh.
I knew he was going to say.
Yeah.
that game is
He said
classic.
I'm bowling all
Facts.
day.
That game is
All
hard.
They had
day.
like the celebrities coming through. You
There
could
you
hoop as a
go.
celebrity.
Yo, you chilling.
Yeah, it's
You
like
chilling. All right, I'm thinking. Let me see. I would want to get sucked in a set and super like chill and low key, like Grand Theft Auto.
I knew that too. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's chill,
super
low-key.
chill and low key.
That
like,
is
Yeah,
not
that's what that
chill
is.
or low key.
I was thinking Grand Theft Auto, but then I was like, nah, I'm not even
Yeah.
trying to live through that.
I was thinking that too.
That's,
But I was
just,
like,
that's
you
your whole
talking,
yeah.
too.
That's your whole life. You just gotta
That's
live
what
out.
you talking
gotta-
about.
That'd be too stressful.
be a
I'm
criminal.
playing. I'd probably like get sucked into like Mario Kart or something.
that was
Okay.
Something soft like that. Like
I feel like you get
Just like-
tired of that though. after a
yeah,
while.
you just going in circles, just driving forever.
all the time.
Yo, we used to do
You
that.
go crazy. You would
We
go
used to play when we
crazy.
were little. We would just drive off course for hours.
Oh
yo,
my
because we got
God.
tired
Trying
of
to
that
see
game.
what else is out
What
there.
else is out
Yo,
there?
that's crazy. All right. See, you guys passed my random questions
There you go.
test.
Thank you.
You guys were quick with it, and yeah, most people I throw off. They're like, "What are you talking about?" So thank you so much for coming through, guys.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you for humoring me. Thank you for being in CT, and thank you for doing everything you guys do out here.
Thank you.
I wish you guys continued success, man. And I know you guys are gonna do some big things, and I know you guys are gonna be big. So.
We'll
Appreciate
all
that.
meet up.
Yo,
Yeah,
we're all,
exactly.
we all,
We'll
I'll
meet
meet
up at
y'all
the
at the
top
top,
again.
bro. Yeah,
You feel me?
exactly, exactly. I'm
Let's
gonna be
win.
like, yo,
Let's
I
all
knew it.
win.
I knew
Exactly.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, mystery girl.
Yes, exactly. So, again, thank you for coming through, and we'll be looking out for that CYN
Yeah.
project coming out soon.
Yes, yes.
In the meantime, everybody, Birth in the Borough, right?
out right now.
All streaming platforms. Kai
Everywhere.
Cash, go cop that, go get that.
Please.
And speaking of, right now, I'm about to play a record off of Birth in the Borough. All right, it's featuring Pusha T.
Push.
Yeah, so he out here doing it. Do you want to introduce the song?
This song right here, is the legendary No Handouts. This goes for all the people that just don't need handouts in their life and they want to work hard
Heard you.
and be acknowledged. Here we have it. Kai Cash featuring Pusha T, No Handouts.
Hey.
I don't need your handouts. I can make ends meet. I can sit and stay around. Been on the paper route. Money gon' grow. They come and they go. Freaks come out. I ain't cuffing.